Oh, actually, you know what? I took notes because that's how terrible this experience was. Okay. It's not. Good morning. It's about 10:10. I'm heading to school. Uh, I nowhere near finished all my work, but I kind of did basic stuff that's due today. My shoes keep making this weird squeaky noise, like SpongeBob. You can probably hear it. It's like annoying me, but I'm only going to class for 3 hours, so I don't even know why I bother. It's just like my face looks so dry and like patchy to me that I actually put some powder foundation and then I just added lipstick because I'm a little extra, like I really didn't need to for 3 hours, and I'm about to eat these 2 cookies and a banana. And my stomach really hurts. I didn't want to wake up this morning. Oh, and as usual, I'm probably gonna miss the bus. But you know, typical morning where my life's a mess and I only have simple tasks to do, but I can't do those simple tasks. Okay, well, that was just a super disaster. Okay, so we have this thing every week that we have to prepare for, just like talking about like current events basically. So I spent an hour yesterday like printing out all these stories and like reading through all this stuff, and then I get to class and they like pick random people each week, and I had a feeling they would pick me. But then when they picked me, it was a fucking disaster. Like, it was so embarrassing. Like, it was so bad. Like, I didn't even, like, I don't know. I guess I was gonna make sure I was, like, extra prepared 5 minutes before class. But then here's what happened. My first class got out at, like, 12:15. My next class is at 12:30. So at 12:15, I grab my stuff and I'm about to go run to my next class so I can prepare. And my teacher stops me, the crazy lady again. She stopped me and she was like, "Hey, can I talk?" Okay, yeah. So the lady says, my professor says, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" She's done this like 2 times before. So the first time that she did it, that's when I was late to my other class. So then the second time she did it, I was like, okay, I have to go. She's like, okay. So then this time, she was like, yeah, can you wait a second? And it was like 12:15, And then so this other chick started talking to her. She's really nice and sweet and everything. But the problem is that, like, she was talking for like at least 5 minutes. So I was like kind of basically motioning like, hey, I have to go. And then she was like, okay, well, I just have to talk to you about one thing. And the other chick's like, oh, so sorry. Like, I got caught up talking about this sports stuff. And I was like, okay. I was just hoping to just leave. Like, I didn't want to have to talk to her for some reason. So, damn, I'm like out of breath today too because I like ran to class. That's really embarrassing. Obviously, I need to go to the gym. So, basically, it's like 12:20 when she finally starts talking to me. And then she's like, let me just tell you something really quick. And I'm like, okay. She said she was going to give me information on something, so I was like, maybe it's something that would help me. But I was just going to go to her office hours. I was going to be like, oh, I'll talk to you in your office hours. But no, she was like, no, let me talk to you just really quickly, and then I'll let you go. And then so basically she said, hold on, I'll tell you what she said in a minute. I have to like get my keys out. And so before I get into the other stuff, I kind of just wanted to show my outfit because I actually like it. And yeah, I don't know if you can see it like with this light, but ignore the huge messy room. But I really like this like coat my mom got me for Christmas. And the funniest thing about Christmas is like she really just gets me like clothes like whenever, like a week after or whatever. Hey, I'm glad to get anything, you know. It's like really funny be adulting on Christmas, or Christmas as an adult. And then yeah, so I thought this was super cute. I always try to at least look together when I don't have it together. And also let me show you my hair, because I just kind of put different braids. My original, damn, it looks hella messy. Sorry, okay. My original idea was to just do a braid out, but then when I tied my hair, not only did I not have that much time, but it actually looks pretty like neat. The back probably looks crazy, to be honest with you, and I did some weird braid thing on this side. Anyways, me trying to look cute. Okay, so I woke up this morning and then my eye was like swollen. You can probably still see. You can still see that my eye like hella swollen. I had a feeling it was dry yesterday because like something kind of got in it, but I was really tired, and so I just like knocked out, and I knew there was a huge possibility that it was gonna swell up and get like huge, but I still fucking like went to sleep. Like that's my problem with my eyes. I have to be really gentle and take care of it, but sometimes I'm just really tired and I don't want to like put an ice pack on it or put like a bunch of eye drops until it like stops hurting. And so this morning I put eye drops, but I didn't put eye gel, which usually completely solves the problem, but like it's really thick and like it's hard to like get off of my eye area. Anyways, I just need to take care of my eye, and this week and next week I need to figure out when I'm gonna go to the eye doctor, because this is just too much. And another random thing, my dad said he was gonna come visit. The last thing I messaged George was like, thanks, like late last night, because he said, oh, you can do it. But here's the thing, I don't know if I actually feel lonely, or I don't know if I don't know if I feel lonely and that's why I like miss him, or I'm saying like I don't know if that's just like yeah, like I don't know if I want to maybe hang out with him because I'm lonely, or I don't know if I want to hang out with him because I like him. So I think something's wrong, you know? Something's wrong. So basically that I'm sorry. I'm like really out of breath, and me filming myself has made me realize I say I'm sorry a lot and I need to stop, but I feel like it's part of my personality, like sorry. Like I don't know, I don't think it's like a feminist thing, but I don't know, sometimes I do think about it as a feminist or whatever. Anyways, okay, let me just get to the most important thing. Oh, actually, you know what, I took notes because that's how terrible this experience was. Okay, it's not even that bad, it's just like every time something happens it sucks. So I went to sleep and I was really not looking forward to going to class, and I had this like super anxiety. And so yeah, let me read you what I wrote. This is what I wrote. Okay, I was like, this week I'm good. Oh, okay, so this is what I wrote. I was like, this is the week I get wrecked. I can already tell. And then I said, oh my gosh, I would like totally, what did I say? If I didn't think it was bad enough that, oh yeah, if I didn't think it was bad enough that George like kind of, talks about stuff with people, and like I just mentioned that like I don't like when people are like talking about me, like it doesn't have to be anything bad, but like the example I gave was like I was talking with George about how like there was no makeup for black people, but all I said was that his sister told him, and I was like, yeah, well, that's true. Like, there's not a shade for every single black person. Like, there's not. So he's like, oh, okay. And so we're having this conversation, and then in the middle of the conversation, his roommate slash friend slash business partner comes into the room, and then without even saying anything, like he didn't say like, hey, what are you guys talking about or anything. George just immediately says, yeah, we're talking about how there's no makeup for black people. And I'm like, I guess like in a way I'm really like sensitive, to all these topics, like how he was saying about the N-word, all this stuff. But it really bothers me because it's just unnecessary. Like we're having a conversation, and I thought like, oh, this is an intimate conversation, like, this is something special. But then he just goes and like says it to him, and he laughs, and like I feel like he says certain stuff because I feel like maybe his roommate and like his girlfriend were like, you don't know how to like act around black people or something, because it seems like every time there's like a black thing, like when I got the Black Santa sweater, like they were like, oh, I'm not gonna like that. So it's almost like he's trying to prove something. And like every time his roommate and his girlfriend like do something, he's like, oh, we should like go do that too. And sometimes it's been fun. Like when we went to dance class, it was really weird, but we had a good time. But it's just overwhelming when people talk for you. So I don't even know if I should be mad. And okay, let me just say what happened. Okay, so just keep in mind the George thing and like how that annoys me. Like it annoys me when other people talk for me. So yeah, sorry. Okay, so my professor decides to take like these last 5 minutes. I have 10 minutes to get across the street to the next building to class. So she spends the 5 minutes I talked to her, whatever, to say that she talked to the teacher I was going to class next. She talked to my teacher and explained my situation, like, can't get credit for the 2 classes I took, so I'm not going to join another thing where my class is only 2 years and I might not have enough courses to qualify for the other track. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I already told your teacher, and you should talk with him privately, and you should talk about like, like your situation. And like I told him like about how you have like how you didn't really have any prep for this class, and all this like basically it's important, and like I think they should know. But my personality is like I want to be I'm already trying to make it as a black woman, right? In anything, in life, in school, in work, whatever. So I'm already trying to make it as a black woman. So I don't want to be treated differently on that front. I just want to win and get out. I just want to get my education and go. I don't want someone to be like, doing this weird stuff. Like last semester my teacher was like saying all this stuff about like me being black and me being quiet. That was the problem with my last professor. That was a guy, and he also said like some inappropriate stuff. So basically she went and told the teacher, but like I don't know what I feel is wrong about it. I guess because I didn't want to tell the teacher because I don't want anybody to like go easy on me. Like I don't think the teacher would go easy on me, but it almost seems like I was having a problem with this professor, and like she was like, oh, you know what, like we're gonna take care of you, like we're gonna fix it. Like no, I want to be in the class that's as tough as everyone else. I don't want to be someone who's like, oh well, she's in the wrong program, so like let's give her a pass. Like that's not what I want. What I want is just to get the skills I need and get the hell out of there. Like I'm not asking, there's nothing that can be fixed now. If I do end up in another program, I will probably thank Jesus, you know, if these classes count or whatever. But I'm saying the problem is already there. I already took the classes. I'm already like, you know, going forward. So basically like I already started taking the class, and I'm already like, you know, getting challenged with the topics I have and like all this stuff. So basically I know she like went and talked to him because she said like, oh, one of the first things I said was good. So one of the first things I said in that class was like good. So it just frustrates me that like it's like no one asked you to do this. Like no one asked you to do this. Like I mentioned like my mom called my friend. No one asked you to do this. So now like when stuff like this happens, I can't call her because like she can't relate. Like all she wants to do is just tell people, and that's a good solution for like them. They can figure it out, like, you know, it's ultimately to get to a solution. But the problem is for me, nobody is thinking how this stuff makes me feel. Like you just went to the teacher and said like, oh well, she's in the wrong program, so I just want you to understand like she sucks. Like basically like that's what I feel like she said. Like she sucks and she's not prepared for your class, so whatever. So I just feel like it's doing too much. Like she already told the director of my program, and I've already met with the director of my program twice. Like is it really necessary to tell every single person in the department about this? Like, but I guess it's like also catching me off guard because I don't know when she told the teacher that, but I'm not saying that, like, the teacher probably doesn't know what motivated her to say that, and I hope, like, nobody thinks that I was like, you need to tell all these people, like, this and that. Like, it has nothing to do with me. Like, I guess, like, ultimately it would help me, but I guess what I'm trying to say is my personality is, like, I don't go and tell everybody every single, like, thing. Like, I just needed to, I wanted the course to be how the course is for everyone else. I didn't need to tell my teacher that, oh, all my classes are screwed up and whatever. We have two professors in that course, and one of the professors already knows my whole situation. So I did not feel it necessary to go to another professor and say like, oh my gosh, all this stuff happened, because to me this sounds like I'm making an excuse. And I already have to be a step above other people because I'm a black woman. So now you're saying like, so now you're trying to, you know, almost make it seem like, oh, she has an excuse for being like a complete mess. Like, no, I'm actually a complete mess. So she tells me that 5 minutes before I need to go run to class. I run to class, I'm out of breath, and as soon as I sit down, the girls in the class started talking to me. The two girls I sit next to, one of my friend who came to California with me, and this other girl in the class who we have a mutual friend from California, which is pretty cool. But they started talking to me, and I already was out of breath, ill prepared for class, and of course I'm the first person that they call on for current events. And it's my own fault for not being prepared, but the problem is not that like, oh, I wasn't prepared, I didn't look up anything. It's that I was just gonna take a minute to like look over, but I still didn't have it together. Okay, so basically after I just heard the news that she basically told the teacher I'm not prepared for the class, and you know, all these like stuff I was supposed to do before, I don't know. Then I go to class and get destroyed, like straight up destroyed. Like they called on me first. I didn't pick which. I printed out so many current events that I wasn't even sure which one I wanted to pick. But I printed out more so that I could kind of look through and like pick. And I started talking and nothing came out, and like everything came out wrong, and I couldn't breathe really, and it was just a freaking mess. It was a mess and it was embarrassing, and the students like next to me were like staring at me, which I really can't like handle, like people staring at me, like, you know, it's like they were probably trying to help me, or they were like, oh my gosh, like I feel so bad, but I just want to like be in the corner and like do my assignment, and that's it. Like I don't know why like so much attention has been on me, like I don't know, it just gives me so much anxiety that like every time someone is picked for something, or every like, you know, it just seems like I should just try for the lottery, because every time like someone has to pick something, it's me. So I guess it kind of bothered me a lot more than it would, because this week we have to turn in our first writing assignment. And I haven't written anything like, I haven't written anything serious. That's what I'm gonna say. And I haven't written anything in like a year that like anybody's seen, you know? Over a year, you know? So I wanted to kind of test, you know, without them knowing, like, oh, she sucks. Like, only one teacher knows. I don't know if she discussed it. But without one of the teachers knowing, like, hey, she's been in the wrong program. They did all this weird stuff with her. Like, I just kind of wanted them to, like, blindly be like, this fucking sucks. And, like, you need, I don't know. I guess I'm a masochist. I guess I kind of wanted to know what really the level I was at before she, like, went and told them, like, that I basically have been, like, robbed of the basics in writing that I was supposed to get last semester. So yeah, it's just frustrating. I just feel like every time I'm making progress, like I get set back by something. Like everything was going so well with George, and then it's just like it wasn't anymore. My dad's coming to visit me this weekend, and I think that's cool and everything. Maybe it would help me, but I guess the underlying problem with my parents is that when I try to go to them for stuff, like, yeah, like my mom will probably listen to the basic part, but it's gotten to the point where like they don't even understand my problems. They're like, you have like everything, you know, and I'm not. No, I am spoiled and I am blessed, but it's just like sometimes I just want to connect more. And hey, let me try to explain. Yeah, so I guess when I think about like my mom, like I pretty much told her like, you know, almost everything, despite a few things that would, you know, like even she's told me like, please don't tell me like anything that like I wouldn't need to know, like just you and your friends have to keep something. And I'm like, yeah, I think because because I had all brothers and I didn't have a sister, you know, I always told my mom everything. But like I plan to explain in another video, like a year ago, over a year ago, my mom actually like called my friend and like without telling me or anything, and like had this whole conversation with her. And so from that moment, like I have entrusted her like with actual information. Like she wants to pick up the phone and call, which I get, like you're the mom, but there's like a certain line that's like, well, I've already explained, is like it's a personal preference, and you know, like the Korean drama. But it's just frustrating because it seems like no matter what I do, like someone's always like saying a bunch of stuff that like they don't need to say, if that makes sense. Like I'm pretty sure everyone has that problem, but it's like in every aspect of my life. Like this whole school thing, it's been going on since last semester. Like people have just said the craziest stuff to me, and like last semester I let it make me go crazy. At least this semester I actually like cried. Like last semester I just like bottled everything up and just like stayed inside because I was like, it was a combination of anxiety and then like I was scared to like go out, and I'm just scared of like everything, especially in Texas with the police. Like I just don't want to be in the wrong place at the right time, or wrong place, wrong time, whatever. So okay, so it's just something that has bothered me, and it just seems like, okay, I have this going on with school, but then it's like, okay, personal life. I'm still thinking about working out things with George, but I just don't know. Like I just need to talk to him, but I'm really busy this week and I don't want to do it now. So basically, professional life, graduate school, everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone's just kind of like talking to each other. Like, I just don't like people like talking about me. I almost wish she didn't tell me so I wouldn't have known anything. And I came in like flustered as F. It was so stupid. It was so stupid and embarrassing and humiliating, and it's a big deal to me, but it's like, in hindsight, it'll be like, that was nothing, like, I always feel better later. It's just, since it just happened, I'm still kind of pissed. So basically, I was saying the professional part sucks. But then I go to personal life, and it's like, I want to call my mom every time something happens, and I usually do. But there's just a voice in my head that's like, I don't know if she's gonna take it too far and like pick up the phone and go call people when I'm an adult and I need to figure out how to deal with it myself. So it's almost like insulting, like, because she actually said like, oh well, I didn't think you were gonna do anything, so I had to go and like pick up the phone and call your friend. So it's just kind of like, okay, well, I'm not gonna call my mom. My dad, literally, all he does, like, I don't want to say he has actual brain damage, but he's been through so much in his life. Like, I'm pretty sure this is not like the same person, like, from when I was born and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know him that well. So, in him, like, coming to visit, every time I've talked to him, he just goes into long stories about himself. Like, it doesn't matter what topic I bring up, but especially school, he's like, oh, well, I had this professor that blah, 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 blah. My brother does the same thing, but he kind of, like, actually has good advice. I just don't listen to him. My dad, though, he just, like, says a bunch of stuff that I don't know, like, he just talks forever. Like, he basically is like, he's literally a veteran, so he just like tells these stories that I don't even know the details of like his service, but I do know like he's definitely had some problems, and so talking to him is like, I can't always get like actually serious with him because he doesn't understand. So it's like my mom just kind of has simple solutions, like, oh well, if you have a problem with her, I'm gonna pick up the phone and go call her. And it's like, well, no, if I have a problem with her, I will address it with her. So it was the kind of same thing with George and the roommate thing. So then I didn't even want to think about this, but it bothers me too, is that my ex-boyfriend like literally picks up the phone and calls my mom. Like, where is the code book? Like, where are the regulations for this stuff? Because this is like weird. Like, this is like really, really weird. Like, I don't like have, patience for this. Like, what my professor did, I understand, like, why she did it. Like, I understand, like, where she's coming from. Like, I think if it was last semester, oh my god, like, I would have been freaking, like, kissing the ground she, like, walked on. But now that this is, like, already happening, like, what the hell does she want me to do? Like, she's just gonna keep telling people, like, I don't think that's helping me progress. Is like, literally the director knows, so there's already something wrong. I've been considering if I can go to another program, so for me, there's not even a point to it, you know? So I guess it's half like them not knowing a certain thing, but it's also the other half is like what they're doing is like correct. It's just like, in every other situation, I feel like freaking violated. Like, I feel like because of my personality, people think I won't, like, say certain stuff. But if I want to say certain stuff, I will say certain stuff. So, I do find talking to my phone therapeutic because I want to call my mom and tell her, but to be honest, it just seems like whenever I tell her something, she's like happy and then I bring down her mood. So I like try to stop telling her stuff, even though sometimes it just comes out. I try to like make everything really fake for her because she's gonna stress out and she's gonna do stuff like call the school or whatever, which I feel like I get her intentions, but she's crossed the line before, so she doesn't understand like where the boundaries are. Just like everyone else, like it just pisses me off. That's it. It just pisses me off. Like, I don't know what to do. I mean, I gotta keep going, but yesterday was so hard. Like, yesterday was so freaking hard. And I tried to explain to my mom, and she's like, what you're doing sounds fun. Like, and it is fun. Like, this is why I chose this career. But I just feel like if I talk to anyone, like, they're not gonna get it. Like, it's the same thing as saying, like, first world problems. Like, I'm complaining about stuff that doesn't matter, but it's affecting me, like, more than anything else really has before. And I don't know why. Like, I guess because it's Texas and I kind of came here to, like, reconnect with my family, and there's just all this stuff that's made me, like, super, super sensitive. But I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do about George. I'm not too excited about my dad coming, but I would rather hang out with someone else. And I'm just dealing with some more school junk. But yeah, I totally get why people don't continue their programs. Like, it's some weird bureaucratic, like, I don't even know if that's the right word, just like everyone's been using that lately around me to like describe what the hell is happening. I just want to keep things simple. Like, I just want to be simplified. And that's become really, really hard to do, to be honest with you. And yeah, I'm gonna stay low-key, do my work, and figure it out from there. I don't know what else I have planned for today. A bunch of work, A bunch of work. I just wonder, like, what these teachers, like, think of me. Like, because now I'm imagining them having conversations about me, and they're probably like, this girl is legit crazy. Like, one day she's quiet, then the next day she participates, then the next day she looks a total mess, and then the next day she has it together. Like, that's a valid description of me. Like, I can probably go to my vlogs and, like, figure that out. But yeah, I feel like a headache coming on, and I just wanted to talk to someone. I just wanted to talk to someone. Like, maybe I'll call my mom. I just want someone to be like, hey, like, what your teacher did was right. Like, you should calm down. Or like, hey, what your teacher did was wrong. I totally agree with you. And I feel like my friends, they get it, but, you know, I have black friends, and I have white friends, and I have Filipino friends, but something about, like, me and my personality makes me feel like they'll not get what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, I guess it's just really hard for me. You know what, I think I'm gonna contact my cousin soon. My cousin's in graduate school as well, and she has a lot more experience. I always forget about my cousins when I'm, like, having trouble, but every time I tell someone, it just seems to create this chain of, like, weirdness. But I think with her, like, we know each other's secrets and stuff, and it'll work. I just thought of that, but it's such a good idea. So maybe I'll Skype with her soon. And my other friend, one of my best guy friends, he would probably, he would probably help me a lot. It's just, I don't know, I just feel like I'm bothering people or something, Like, I'm more of a listener, so when something happens to me and I want to say something, like, I don't even know who to talk to. I don't even know who to talk to because it happens, like, so rarely. But I'm glad I'm talking to the camera, I guess. That's it for now. I'm gonna stop rambling and get some work done and maybe take a nap, because that's the mistake yesterday. I couldn't take a nap, and then I ended up knocking the F out, and I didn't want to wake up in the morning to review my assignments. Anyways, bye. Oh wait, by the way, I really like Beyonce's Super Bowl performance. I don't think I said that in the other vlog. I really like Beyonce's Super Bowl stuff. And also, I don't like Sonic hot dogs. Like, I thought I did, but no, I don't. Bye.